Let's start the constructive conversation to making it different because I think that you have the opportunity to do that. I believe that
Absolutely.
that can happen. I love what Vaughn said, and if we need to sit down and do that together, to put that proposal together, because you know that you can walk it into those people. Let's give them an idea. Let's give the academy. Let's be those active members that we know they want us to be. To Vaughn's point about shouldn't there be at least an opportunity for you to, or I think even you said it as well, to give
The
a
appeal process.
rebuttal,
Uh-huh.
almost
Yeah.
argue your case.
Yeah.
Give me 48 hours at least to argue my case before you stick me in that category. I had the weird thought that this is a peer voting organization, right? But the peers don't get to say whether or not they felt like it was the right category. So
Yeah.
I wonder if there should be a box when you select a record that says, do you think this record is in the right category? Just yes or no. It's just one box. You click yes or no. If you click no, then you have to tell them what category you think it goes in. But then that way it's done by your peers. So now you have two votes in your favor. One, which is where you, the artist, said you felt like it should go, and then two being that of the peer
I
group that agrees. That way, if the
so are you
craft committee doesn't agree, it's still two against one.
but listen here. Firstly, I will say this, and I may be off by a few percentage points. Only 40%, unfortunately, of the
No,
voting
you're
body
right.
actually votes.
Actually votes. Mhm.
So getting all of them together is the likelihood is very, very slim. And also understanding that they're trying to get a process to fit in a calendar window that does not elongate the process already to where it can get results out sooner so that the proper voting for those standing nominees can actually go to play. So while I certainly would not be opposed to us getting, coming together and meeting to put together a proposal. I will say there are a number of proposals that already exist that are very specific to what we're saying, and that's my point. It usually takes 2 years for something finally to be implemented to
Mhm.
change, and then you're, like, affected by it, and most people that are not affected by it are the ones cheering for it, and it's like, "Yo, like, I didn't do this open letter simply because I had a singular grievance. I made the
Right.
call because I had a singular grievance."
Mhm.
When many artists came to me, famous and not so famous,
Mhm.
came to me saying, "This happened to me. Who do I talk to?" Because they see Major's always holding high the banner of the Recording Academy. I got the merch. This ain't just me just conveniently trying to sweep in and say, "I'm Mr. Grammy." I am a member, an active member of the
Active.
Recording Academy. And so me bringing this to the public is also to put steam and attention behind the urgency of getting this rectified, because it honestly in real time is being worked on, but it's not seemingly fast enough. Beyonce, I support her, but 99.9% of the country music industry did not. How do you think Beyonce remained in a category that 99.9% of the industry did not support? Artist intent.
Mhm.
Right.
You can say what you want, but that's artist intent. And not only did she stay, she won the category.
Right.
It's
And it
subjective to who you feel should have won it.
and
But
look, and even off
I'm
that,
just
went through a process of changing the category
yeah,
for country because of that.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I also think I don't and what's crazy is I'm not fully against it, because at the end of the day, that's what we experienced in rock, we experienced it in pop, we experienced it in R&B. There's traditional R&B performance
Right,
and regular R&B. There's
right.
R&B and progressive. So I'm not mad at that, but you see how fast stuff can move?
When you
Do you
Mhm.
get what I'm saying?
hmm,
You get what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah,
don't remember
absolutely.
voting on it, like, and I'm a voting
Ac
member.
That's
You get what
right.
I'm saying? You see how things can
Absolutely.
move? And that's all I'm saying. Let's remember that the engine of the Recording Academy is fueled by the independent artist's commitment and engagement,
mm,
not
100%.
conveniently the pop stars that decide to voice their
Mhm.
concern and their grievances
mhm,
when it's award season. And that's not all of them, but it always seems to be the common situation. So you have somebody that waited until after first round voting so that it's clear that I'm not trying to beg for votes right now. I'm advocating for something that makes it fair for all of us to competitively participate in what this thing called the Grammys is really about.
Yeah, it's crazy because this has happened, and I'm literally listening to the project, and I'm like,
mhm.
The only way that Major can fight this fight is by listening to the Hope Dealer."
No, yeah,
Because it literally he
The
on
Hope
the
Dealer session's
on
out
the
now. Everybody listening, everybody watching this clip, go and listen to my project and tell me, does it belong mostly? Does it fit more so in spoken word or R&B album? And if you feel that, so be it. But
yeah.
I know I ain't crazy. I'm a very intelligent person,
But
and
this is
I'm not
important,
one
and
that
this
tries to
and
push
you may be the
divisiveness.
person that needs to start this conversation on a granular level so that it can build to be what it needs to be, and this may be the purpose of this in itself. Just like on the record "Get Back In," where you say the direction of your movement may need to shift.
mhm.
Sir,
It
shift
ma
is taking
yep.
place.
So Major, here's my question,
Wait,
right?
wait, wait. Take a moment. There's a Selah moment here. And no pun intended. That is a track on my project. But I want to Selah with what you just deposited, bro. What you just gave back to me. Ty, I don't do what I do simply for entertainment, but it is for the better making of who we are as humanity, how we show up in the love and intention of God. And you spoke to something by simply reiterating my own lyrics back
Your
to me
own message and the
to
power in
encourage my
it.
heart, to encourage my heart in this space. Because, yes, it feels isolating. It
Mm,
is a very courageous and bold move. It is brave to speak power to a system that is seemingly way bigger than me. But I'm convinced that when you are advocating for righteousness, for rightness, for justice, for fairness, you will always have the backing of a God who started it all.
mhm,
And so that's how I'm moving. My hope is backed by a promise keeper, by a powerful source. This ain't just about me. Too many artists have cried to me with their grievances. I worked so hard in this direction. Who do I talk to? It seems like no one is here fighting for me. I got you. Let's do it
Yeah,
together.
that's why this is huge
Sorry,
in that
Vaughn. Go
respect.
ahead, boy. Go ahead, man. I'm
now
sorry.
how can I ask a question after right?
Vaughn, go ahead, man. I'm sorry about that. It's
Ask a
real. This is serious to me. And it's
Mhm.
not about needing attention. And
100%.
honestly, this has been me all my life. I've been an ambassador for justice. Dr. Martin Luther King, I remember Amber Riley said if Martin Luther King were to come back as a recording artist, he'd come back as Major.
Mm,
Mm,
Because I move for the all of us, not ever just for me. That would
mm.
be a waste of time and breath and purpose.
S So I have 2 questions.
Yes,
What
sir.
with that, do you fear? And I know you don't. I'm I'm going to pose the question. Fear is probably the wrong word. Repercussions because of your stance and your challenging of a system to change its methodologies, its rules, its structure on how it does this process.
I kinda I'd be I'd be lying to say there's no concern for possible repercussions, right? But I am convinced enough that I'm on the right side of this, that should that be my portion, let it be. Because I do believe that goodness prevails.